he had a relationship of some kind with a Chinese spy.
He basically
it may have been
slept with a
sexual.
Chinese spy.
It may not have
Some
been.
of those Chinese ladies are very
he
hot.
says
in
it
his
was not.
defense.
And this was apparently before he was married.
Yeah.
It's
and
hard to
he says he
resist.
had
Her
no
name was
idea.
Fang Fang.
Oh,
No
yeah,
idea
great
she was a
name.
Chinese
Right.
spy. But
Jamie,
yeah.
I'm sure you can find a picture of her. There's a
Imagine
picture
you-
of the two of them together.
You get a hot sext from Fang Fang.
Yeah.
What are you
You meet her
gonna
at
do?
a conference. You're a fucking
Yeah.
nerd. You're the weirdo who always
She's
wants
in
to
her
be a congressman.
lingerie in front of a mirror.
I mean,
Sends you a picture.
who among
Let's
us?
go. Let's go.
Right.
As long as I don't tell her any secrets. Who gives a shit?
no harm, no
knows?
foul.
You
No
don't
harm,
yeah.
no foul.
No harm, no foul.
There was a.
Yeah.
There we go.
There
you
she
go.
is.
There she is.
Look at him and look at her.
Look at him.
Let's go,
He looks like a
champ.
fucking dork. So
Let's
of course
go,
he fell for
champ.
it.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
She had like intentionally, I think my recollection is, infiltrated a bunch of like San Francisco sort of like Democratic donor.
The crazy thing is
circuits.
she's like a 7. You know, imagine if they brought up one of their bombshells. She was probably like the early ones.
Listen.
Like, you know, the Russians send out the first fucking group of people to die.
If you're a 7 and you know how to stroke a congressman's ego, you're gonna be
Oh,
fine.
yeah. Especially
No
with a
problem.
couple of cocktails.
Yeah, you
Let's
didn't
go.
need to send in a 10. He was.
Probably better. You trust the 7.
Yeah, that's true.
She's a regular gal.
It was
Right,
like
the
Maria
10 is,
Butina.
like, a little
she was like the
suspicious.
Russian one. She seduced a bunch of like NRA members and
Yes.
stuff. I
Let's
forget.
go.
It was like
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah,
We
that's
actually
a good
exchanged her. She's
story.
back in Moscow. She's like, we
Of
did a
course she
prisoner
is.
exchange for her.
Yeah, and now isn't she like a lawmaker?
right.
There
now?
she is. Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure she's a lawmaker.
Yeah, you're
now.
right. I think she was elected to the Duma or something like
So
that.
what did she do to the NRA people?
She would go to a bunch of CPAC and NRA conferences and ingratiate herself with GOP officials, and then she would sleep with them and then basically try and get as close to Trump as possible. It's like there's a lot of governments that do this, right? The Israeli government does this, the Russian government, the Chinese government.
What was she trying to do? What was her goal?
It was all like soft power stuff. Like I think a lot of it's related to trying getting sanctions off of certain oligarchs. That's what a lot of it comes back to.
She was in a real like long-term, ultimately relationship with like somebody high up in the NRA.
Yes, yes.
NRA
Wasn't that
don't something like that. Like she was living with him, and like so. The idea was to get close to power, I guess, basically.
I never saw The Americans.
Oh, great show.
That's all I
Yeah,
heard. Is
same
that it was
thing.
a
Really,
great
I didn't
show.
watch it
But
either.
it's same thing, right? It was like
Yep,
Russian
yeah.
spies that were have
Honeypots.
integrated. Tell me we don't do that too.
Of course we do.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a dirty world.
Be fools not to.
Yes,
They're doing it.
Why
They're
would
doing
you
it to
not?
us. Yeah.
I mean, that's the argument, like kicking Chinese companies out of America.
Right.
Like, hey, they don't let us do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
why
why
not?
too? If you look at it, they explicitly, when they banned Google, Facebook, and all that, they're like, they're going to use it to shape our population and spy on us. Why would we do that? And then we're like, yeah, let's get TikTok on in here. It's all good.
Well, not only
Yeah,
that, let's
yeah.
like let them fly a fucking balloon over the
oh
country.
my god,
crazy,
What's
right?
going on with this spy
But
balloon?
I mean, the funny thing is, it really is like it's such a shell game because like we know they're spying on us.
Mm-hmm.
They know we're spying on them. But you can't be so fucking obvious about it,
With
where
a
your
spy
spy
balloon?
balloon is there and a commercial airline jet is like spotting it, and so
over
like
a
you can't be
nuclear
so
missile
obvious.
base.
But it's floating
Yeah.
around.
Right.
Does it have power?
Well, so I don't know, but it was spotted actually over one of the 3 sites in the United States which has intercontinental ballistic missiles. And of course, it just happened to fly there, and it drifted off, of course, according to the Chinese government.
But like we already knew that their spy satellites are able to like see
Right.
this area and
Right.
collect whatever data there is to collect.
So what's the purpose of balloons?
It's a great question.
I don't know.
It's a great question.
Just
I
to
don't know.
stick it in your face?
I
It's
don't
like
know. I
think it
when
might be
you remember
part
when
of it,
Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan and China
Yeah.
just shot a bunch of missiles into the ocean,
Yeah.
killed some dolphins.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that was wildly irresponsible of her to go, though. I mean, especially the State Department and Biden, they were like, "Don't."
I did a joke
do
about
this.
it. I was
What'd you
like,
say?
I think they're
Well-
trying to kill that lady. She's making too much money. Like, send
Like,
her over there.
Nancy, go
You're,
on.
You're fucking
We've
it up
got
for
a special
everybody.
trip for you.
You're stealing too much money.
Right.
What does it say there,
They don't
Jamie?
care about that, Joe.
The balloon has the ability to maneuver and had changed course.
Right.
Oh,
well, how did it
terrific.
drift off course then? If they have the ability to
it
maneuver,
Changed course.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it didn't drift off course.
Right.
It seems like it's under its own power.
Yeah.
So that's the worry about shooting it down was the payload, like it's large.
The worry was that there would be debris that would hurt the civilian population.
right.
And then the other thing I saw was that they actually wanted to be able to like observe it more and see what it was and capabilities and whatever. It might be more useful to it in the sky than shot up into a billion
Well, the
pieces.
Avengers have a net they could shoot out of a jet. You telling me the United
They
States
should
doesn't
have
have
done
a
that
net?
shit.
I don't know, man.
That's a compromise position. I like that.
What scares me about this is I don't even. So, did you hear about the circumstance of why it was found? Because a commercial airline pilot is the one who saw it.
Oh.
And so I'm like, well, did we know it was there before?
He was
the
probably so
pilot
bummed
called
out.
it?
He probably was hoping it was a UFO.
Oh, I know.
Please
Like, I got
let
it.
it be a
I got
UFO.
one.
I'm
I
still
got
waiting.
my phone.
Joe
I'm
Rogan.
waiting.
He's like, Joe Rogan's gonna have me on
This
to talk
is
about
gonna
this.
be great. Well, we were at 35,000 feet. And,